Good morning, everybody. I think I'm waiting for Ananda. So, hi.
And start. We have an amazing guest musician this morning and speaker. I know that's why many of you are here. Ananda Das, who is just incredible. But before we start, I just want to welcome all of you who are here in person and all of you who are here online watching to our Wild Souls Sanctuary, which means you get to be whoever you want. This is a safe place for you to be free, to be who you are, and find your own unique spiritual path. And so let's go ahead and say our mission statement. Okay, everyone ready? Eyes up on the screen. We stand together to create a global ecosystem of unity, deep wisdom, and loving kindness. All right, come on up here, bro. You're on. It's because we start with singing. So, if you are ready, welcome the amazing Ananda Das to open us with chants. Come on.
All right, there I am. Woohoo! Good morning, everybody. Hey, how's everyone doing? Good to be back. Let's sing a little. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. Everybody. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love in sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love in sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. Just you all, come on. Let's do it again. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. Even a little louder. Yes. Oh, and sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. Oh, and sweet surrender, in sweet. Let's clap our hands. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love in sweet surrender, in sweet offer at the altar of love. Everybody! Let's do it again. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. Oh, and sweet surrender, and sweet surrender, oh, and sweet surrender, and sweet surrender. So you all know Dave on the piano. And this is Reggie River Bear, and she's on vocals. Let's sing a little bit for her.
All that I am, I offer at the altar of love.
All that I am, I offer at the altar of love.
In sweet surrender,
In sweet surrender, in
sweet surrender,
in sweet surrender. And of course, we got Greg Warnick here on the harmonium. One last time, everybody, all together. And all that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. In sweet surrender, in sweet surrender.
Thank you. Awesome. I'm so excited to have every time this guy comes. We just love him, right? So excited for your talk. So let me introduce myself. I am Claire Kubota. I'm your host this morning. Yay, thank you. You met Ananda, our musician and speaker today, along with his beautiful Reggie and Greg and Dave, who will be accompanying him. And we have Reverend Jane, who is our senior minister right back there. She's getting a little bit of a break today, but she will be doing our prayer. And we have our whole AV team, Kevin and Nico and Chris back there running the live stream. Thank you, guys. And all of you who are here watching online, thank you for being here. And post in the chat. We're going to do celebrations in just a sec, so if you have any online celebrations, type them in there so we can share. Leah will share. She's in here being our Zoom host. And then we've been, those of you that come regularly know that we have this chair that was inspired by our member Pam Mint and during her talk. But this is a chair that we keep here for people who are no longer with us, who we wish were, or whether they have passed on, or whether they are somewhere that in our hearts and in their hearts we would like them to be here, but they are, for whatever reason, not able to. So this is a seat for them. So just envision whoever you would like to be in that chair. We can fit as many people or beings as you want in that seat. So think about that whenever you look over there. All right, so we call this our Sunday celebration service. So we are going to do celebrations. Jalila, it's going to be our mic runner today. And I know you had a celebration. You going to share?
I'm celebrating my last week of school.
Woo! What grade?
I'm going into 5th.
She's going into 5th grade. Way to go, Jalila. Yay.
Good morning. I am celebrating my birthday this week, and I turned 70.
Woo!
The big 70. Woo!
Happy birthday, Anita. Who else? Come on. Oh, Katie has a celebration. Oh, way over there. You're going to get your workout today, Jalila, but she's got nice long legs, so she can make it.
Hello, everybody. It's been a bit. I am safely back from my road trip. Also, my first ever car accident. And then last week, my first ever concussion. So it's been an interesting adventure. On Tuesday, I am leaving for 2 months to be a director at a summer camp, which is very exciting. Also, random note, if anybody is a Bachelor or Bachelorette fan, tune in. My cousin is going to be on this season. So, Bachelorette.
Oh, is he a bachelor or bachelorette?
On the Bachelorette.
On the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
He will be, okay.
Oh, Aaron Schwartzman.
Aaron Schwartzman, okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm celebrating, a lot of you know, my daughter who's in the nursery, Grace. She graduated high school yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah, we had a nice party last night. It was a long day, but it was great. And I'm really proud of her. So congratulations to Grace.
I know, Grace, if you can hear us in there, I don't know if she can hear us. She can put up the screen, but yeah, she's watching Leon in there and playing good. Leon is keeping her busy. So, okay, Nolan, what do you got?
I'm celebrating my little brother Bodie. He's taking a nap right now, but he's just awesome. So
He's just, yay!
I am celebrating the beautiful sign my baby brother made for our garden out there. So he did a great job. If you haven't had a chance to see it over the last week, take a look. He worked really hard on it. So
Yes, yes. So, and I want to quickly celebrate Dan and his team who installed it, because it is quite a large sign. It says Unity Garden, and if you can look out from the parking lot and see it. It's down by the labyrinth and overlooking our little fenced-in garden area. And the Stevensons have taken on this year maintaining our garden. So they are doing a beautiful job. So thank you all so very much.
I am celebrating that Prineville Reservoir is full for the first time in many years, and I went kayaking for the first time in a while. So I'm ready for a kayaking season.
Yeah, nice.
Hello, I'd like to celebrating I returned to Ben safely after nearly 1 month journey in Egypt.
In Egypt,
And,
beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great adventure. And I also want to send love to the father who witnessed his son got killed by the shark right at the beach where about 40 miles from where I dive and snorkeling. So I feel really sorry about the father. Couldn't do anything. And the boy said, Papa, Papa, but nobody could save me. 26. This happened in Egypt, Hagahada.
It was a shark attack in Egypt that you were there, yeah. And so you were
I
close.
was not there. I already back a week. But this was happened 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
And I was in Sharm el-Sheikh. That's about 45 miles. That's very near for the shark. They could swim.
Yes.
So I'm glad I came back safely, and thank you. Come back to this.
Well,
with
we're glad to
everybody
have you
again.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
Look, we got lots of celebrations. Good. Lots of things to celebrate. Chris, what do you got?
Well, I'm celebrating gratefulness because I've always felt I've had a hard time manifesting things in my life, and the last couple of years, just one thing after another's been coming for me. And I'm like this close to a couple of major life goals. And so keep prayers coming for me, and I want to keep those manifestations coming.
Yes.
I am very grateful for them.
Absolutely. It is a state of mind for sure. Lawrence.
I want to celebrate an absolutely amazing experience at the food court at Costco yesterday. While I was sitting at this table,
This is at the where the Costco sells pizza and hot dogs and whatever. Okay, so you're hanging out there.
I went there for a nourishing lunch of pizza, and I sat down, and this elderly man was sitting at the table, and as soon as I sat down, he took off. I thought, well, that's a sign. And then the other part of the sign was a mother with two little children who came, and they said, could we sit here? I said, yeah, of course. And we started a conversation. And then their father came with yet another small one. And we all sat together. And then there was this elderly man to my left. And he really looked depressed and down. And we started to talk. And I said, you know, this is interesting because the last time I was here, I was sitting at this table and I was the oldest of a group of 4 octogenarians. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm 83. They said, no way. I said, yeah.
You said, yes, I am.
I am. Mm-hmm. And furthermore, I'm now living beyond the limits of time. And that's why I'm so youthful. I've got the body of a healthy 50-year-old, right?
Yes, you do.
And so, well, how do you do that? I said, well, I do 100 push-ups a day.
Yeah, what are all your secrets, Lawrence?
But mainly, my mind is focused beyond the limits of time. I don't weigh myself down with time. That's gravitational pull that makes us heavy. We want to be light. Mm-hmm. So here we are. And what happened was I talked with them a little about going beyond the limits of time. They really got it. We meditated together with all the cacophony of noise around us, and we connected at a really deep level, and their lives have been changed.
And
so
you've rippled. Beautiful, Lawrence. See? Yes. And right, you never know when you're going to change someone's life or have an effect. Beautiful. Good job, Lawrence.
And Katie, I hate to take the wind out of your sails, or maybe we can just sail together, but I was in an auto accident this last Monday as well. Oh, wow. But all is good. All is good. But I do want to celebrate and just be so thankful for all of the EMTs, the nurses, the doctors at the hospital, etc. I mean, I never had an idea exactly what they do there in emergency. They are amazing, and they just need to be celebrated.
Yep, always. Okay, we got time for one more. Let's do one more celebration. How about...
I wanted to celebrate that my daughter and I had a very successful lemonade stand yesterday with the help of Jose. She helped me squeeze all the lemons. We had 70 that we had to do, and 6 gallons we made, and we were able to bring the leftovers to share with everyone. It's out there with all the snacks after service.
Yay! Nice job, Mary. 70, you squeezed 70 lemons? Wow. Good job. Are your arms sore today? Oh, you had a machine. Well, that's kind of cheating. You got to do it by hand.
Hey, Claire.
Nice job.
Yes, no?
Okay. Oh, okay, Donna.
Okay, real quick.
Last celebration.
So I'm just celebrating 2 people who followed their dreams. So Kevin Venardo's, the Venardo Circus in Redmond, come ask me. It's amazing. Second time I saw it, and I was gifted, and it was amazing. And he followed a dream. And the second thing is my friend Natasha Neese headlines the Living Loving Led Zeppelin band, and I stayed up till midnight last night. This is a miracle, and she's amazing. So she followed her dream, and she's in her 50s, and she's rocking it. So.
And she's doing a Led Zeppelin cover band, singing. She's replacing Robert Plant. Yeah? Nice. Thank you, Jalila. Okay. And now, we always finish up with an Earth celebration so that we can focus on what is going right on this planet. And this one is near and dear to my heart. I had, a few years ago, got the blessing of being able to visit the Brazilian Amazon we have dear friends who were born and raised there, and this year, compared to last April, the deforestation rate, which we hope no deforestation continues, but it is better, 64% better than the same time last year. So that's a huge improvement in just 1 year. I think it has a lot to do with the new president they have over there, so let's just hold that and affirm that they will continue to see that as the lung of our planet and take care of it, that beautiful place. So always good to have some good news for the earth, right? And now let's bring up Jim and kiddos. Mary, you going to come up? Mary and Jalela and Evelette. Hi. Oh, Evelette is going to be, you guys watch out. She's ready to be a doctor today. She's going to check your heart, Jim. Yep. And if she's got Band-Aids here, if anyone needs them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. If anyone needs a Band-Aid, it's probably this guy. He's always getting in trouble. So we are going to do a blessing for the kids and send you on your way with this fun gentleman, Jim. Okay, everyone together. We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining as you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. You got something to share? Here, let me turn it on. There you go.
Yeah, so we're supposed to tell them what we're going to do, right?
If you want, sure. Last week we did blackjack and math, so.
Yeah, well,
anything's.
This week, in honor of Ananda, we're going to do Saraswati. We're going to talk about flow. We're going to talk about wisdom. We're going to talk about drawing and artistry and music, and maybe do some Pictionary and things like that. So we'll sing some songs, we'll dance, we'll do all kinds of fun things to honor what's going on here, too. Okay?
Yes. Perfect. All right, not quickly, but we got some awesome announcements. This is where we just share with you classes and events that are coming up. So, let's see our announcements. Hold on. Just wait for the slide to come up. They got a lot going on back there. So we got some fun stuff happening, and the first thing is, there we go, healing sound bath. So those of you that don't know, every Sunday night here at 6:30 with Lisa, she does the singing bowls, and there's a lot of, gong and didgeridoo and just amazing, amazing stuff. So every Sunday from 6:30 to 7:30, come on down. Next. So these are our weekly happenings, and I just like to remind people quickly, we have a women's group, we have a men's group that meets every other week, and we have an open singing practice. So Dave runs a singing, and that's Wednesday evening, but all of this is on our website, so if you have interest, the women's group, they do hikes, they do all kinds of adventures. They go see Carol's baby goats. They hiked Metolius River last Wednesday. Beautiful. So check those out if you're interested. Oh, night. Okay, yeah. So check on the website and contact Suzanne, and she will let you know what's going on each week. And then Course in Miracles meets this week. We have once a month, we have a Course in Miracles study group. What? It's Thursday. Yeah, it should be Thursday. So yeah, it's the same time, but just on Thursday. So again, look on our website, but those of you that are Course in Miracles studiers, or if you are curious about the teachings of Course in Miracles, it's quite a beautiful book, so I would encourage you to do that. Sylvia Hayes runs that. SEE Week, these are spiritual education and enrichment classes, right? Did I get that right? Okay. So these are open to everyone all over the country, and these are taught by Unity ministers, and they go 1 week, so they are every day for 2 hours, Monday through Friday. So we have a set starting this week, but they're not only open to people who are studying to be a Unity minister or a spiritual leader, they are open to anyone, so if you have any interest in those topics. And then we have one that I have signed up for. It's not on this slide, but it's a 6-week, 1 day, every Wednesday, but it's Healing and Wholeness. It's the teachings of Myrtle Fillmore, so those of you that know are one of our founders, so Myrtle and Charles Fillmore founded Unity, but Myrtle, it started because of her healing. She did healing prayer, and she healed herself. She was diagnosed to die, in 6 months to a year, and she completely healed herself and lived a long, full life till about 87 years old. So I am signed up for that class, and I'm very excited about it. It's online, so again, check that out. And then laundry, those of you who have done this before, but we do laundry for the Lighthouse, which is a local nonprofit that houses people in need and with disabilities, and they have nowhere to do their laundry. So they were previously throwing away dirty clothes and sending them to the landfill, and having to find now new clothes every single week. Ridiculous, right? So we said, well, we can get 5 or 6 people a week to do 1 load of laundry and drop it off at the Lighthouse. It's on 3rd Street. So we need 6 volunteers this week because we have 6 loads of laundry. Who can do a load of laundry? Aaron and Donna and Jose. Okay, so talk to Leah back there, and she will get you your load of laundry. And Nico, are you going to do a load? Okay, so we need 6, and so we'll rally. And if you're, yes. Okay, 2nd near Mart. Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's called the Lighthouse, and we can get you the address if you need it. But you just do it within the next couple days and drop it off, and they are so, so appreciative. So, okay, what else? Spirit group starting. Leah is going to do this parent effectiveness training. Now, so Spirit group is a small group where you read a book or well, I've done one with TED Talks and so forth, but you meet as a small group for once a week and study together. So is this primarily open to people who are raising children of any age? The title of the group is called Relationship Stewardship. I'm just going to cut so that people can. And it's for anybody. So this author was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for his work, and he also wrote Teacher Effectiveness Training and Leader Effectiveness Training, and it really. So about communication skills and relationship building. Okay, so Leah is teaching it, so if any of you are interested, it's open to 6 people, and it's going to be online, correct? Or at your house? Okay, at her house, so in person, so you need to live in Bend. All right, is that it? Or we got anything? Kids camp, if any of you have kids ages 7 to 11, we announced this last week. There is a 3-day Unity Kids Camp. Unity does things for teens, for middle schoolers, and for younger kids. And we've already had about 3 kids from our congregation sign up. So if you are interested, talk to Jane, or you can talk to me, and we can get you more info. Okay, and I'm super excited about this. We have 3 powerhouse weeks. So we have Ananda today. Next week, we have local musician Pete Kartsaunis, who is phenomenal. He's come and sang before. He will be doing the music. And then on June 25th, we have Rafe Perlman, who is an amazing storyteller and singer. So he will be doing our music and our talk, and then be doing a concert on the 30th. So please, please come and support those people. Yes, Anita? Here, you want to? No, I can speak loud. Well, no, the people online can't hear you.
All right. So I have. Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a closet full of clothes that don't fit me anymore, sizes 14, 16, extra large, and I'd like to give them to someone in need. If you know of anybody who needs some decent, I've got one of everything, seriously. But if you know anybody, just get a hold of me or see me afterwards.
All right. Thank you for offering that, Anita. They still always need new clothes. Okay, there you go. Okay, next is our time for meditation and prayer. And if you are new here, our way of praying is not to ask someone outside of us for something. It's to connect with who we are and what we already know inside. So it's more of an affirmation versus a prayer. So this morning we are going to have Ananda lead the meditation, and then Jane will come up and do our prayer. In the back of your seat, in the seat pockets, you will see a green form, and those are our prayer affirmation claims. So if you have a prayer that you need for yourself or for someone, write those down, and when we do the offering basket, you can put those in there. All right, and come on up.
Hey, okay. All right, let's close our eyes and take a deep breath in. And exhale. Feel yourself connected to the earth through the tailbone. And as you breathe, we're going to connect to the sacred waters and the flow, because Saraswati is connected to the flow of life, the flow and the grace. And so we're going to connect with the Smith River, the Deschutes River, these beautiful rivers that flow through Central Oregon. And just tune in to the grace, the supreme grace that is flowing in our lives at all times. Tune into the miracle of this life. Tune into how there's this incredible majesty of the elements here on planet Earth, and that we have this incredible balance through our atmosphere, that there's this incredible ability to change the liquid state to gas and then to solid if it's ice or snow. But in particular, we're going to focus on the liquid form of it and the flow of water. And being that we are mostly made up of water, we are water beings. That was, as we tune into our sacred waters within, that we attune to a flow, a divine flow. And we refine our capacity to listen to our hearts, to listen to our bodies, to listen to our nervous systems, to open up and receive the divine guidance through our third eyes. And in doing so, we attune ourselves to being in our divine flow, which puts us into a supreme grace through life. Take a deep breath in, hold that in. Swallow any saliva in your mouth and be so grateful for that saliva. And release the breath. Beautiful.
So when we pray, we do not pray to, we pray from. So just holding that beautiful centering that Ananda led us in, of the waters that are flowing through us, holy waters, expressions of the holy good. And we allow those waters to flow through our thoughts and our hearts for all of those, ourselves and others, who may be experiencing a crisis of some kind. Whether it's the man in Egypt grieving the loss of his son, someone who's received a diagnosis, someone who is dealing with houselessness, someone who's experienced a breakup, whatever the hurt in body, mind, and heart that another is experiencing, we flow these holy waters through our minds. we wash away our perception of not good, for that is not real. And we begin to perceive all of those who we hold, the ones we know and the ones we don't know, but they are part of our heartbeat on this planet. We hold them glistening with the waters of life, with holy love, with resilience. For everyone and all their circumstances are even now expressions of the holy good, because the holy good is all that is real. We allow ourselves to be immersed in the waters of gratitude, knowing that this is truth. And we let this prayer flow from us into the sacred river of life. And so it is. This is our affirmation prayer if you say it with me. Love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge the presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer healed and illumined by love. And so it is. And if you want more prayer afterwards, our prayer chaplains will be here up front and you can pray with them.
You're currently residing in Sedona.
Yes.
When you're not traveling to a music festival or yoga festival or recording. And so he has come to speak for our community several times now, and we just are so excited when he accepts our invitation to come back. And he has his beautiful partner Reggie with him, and she'll be singing as well. And so come and share with us.
All right.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Should we sing a little? Let's sing. Greg, come back up. Reggie, come on. Dave, come on up. Slide. We're going to sing to Saraswati. So for those of you, just a quick little context, for those of you maybe are new to the goddess of the divine arts and the ever refinement of the arts and music and sound and every artistic expression. And so when we sing to her, there's this attuning to every aspect of creativity that's ever flown through you and every single human being and every aspect of life, just the infinite creativity of life. So that's, in essence, what we're singing to. It just happens that, you know, in this yogic Vedic tradition, they depicted her in this very beautiful goddess form, right? The goddess of creativity. So that's who we're singing to. So, Om, we see the mantra Om. And then Aim. Aim is the seed syllable for wisdom. Okay, so we say Om, Aim. And then Shrim. Shrim. Shrim is that aspect of the radiance or vibrancy or golden radiance of our being, like our aura. And Hrim, say Hrim. Hrim, that's the specifically a very heart-centered mantra. So these are like all little seed syllables of vibrations that help just unlock the vibrations through our sound current and connecting and attuning to the infinite vibration of all that is. Om Aim Shrim Karim Saraswati. So we invoke the goddess of creativity, right? Saraswati, say that. Devi I. Devi I. Devi I means the goddess. Devi is the goddess. And then Namaha. Namaha means I hold reverence to or I bow to. And then Namo Namaha. Okay? So in essence, I want you to just attune yourself. Maybe it's the simplest form. It's just attune yourself to all the creative endeavors that you've ever done in your life. All the creativity that flows through you on a day-to-day basis. And just be in such supreme gratitude for that. And just see if you can just sing to that, you know? Just sing to the gratitude of being a creative human being. Okay? Here we go. Om Aim Shrim Rim Saraswati Devi Ai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Rim Saraswati Devi Ai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Rim Om Ai Shri Rim Saraswati
Thank you. Sometimes a feeling expresses so much more than even words and intellect, right? And from this ancient tradition, of course, intellect, which is the Gyan yoga, is learning about it and incorporating the wisdom is so important. And also the bhakti yoga, or the feeling, the heart of connection, is absolutely just as crucial. We won't say which one's better or worse. We won't go into that. But that feeling, that experience of it, because then all of a sudden it gets embodied into your nervous system, into your heart, into your emotional state. And then, of course, one of my great joys is also to learn who is Saraswati? And what does she represent? Why is she important? Why has she been around for like thousands of years? Why is that like this tradition that has held her for so long and more alive than ever, right? So let's go back to a little bit of the roots of what Saraswati, where she comes from, right? So Saraswati comes from this river, shall we say. There was a Saraswati river. Now, was it the river first or was it the goddess first? That's up for debate. It was thousands of years ago, and actually since then that river has dried out, and really the veneration of the Saraswati river kind of translated over to the Ganges and the Ganga, right? And so now you've had this incredibly long tradition of venerating the Ganges, and perhaps maybe the most venerated river in the world, right? But even perhaps before the Ganges, the veneration was the veneration of Saraswati. And when you look back at the most ancient texts of the Vedic tradition, in this case I'm referring to what we consider now Hinduism, but actually that is a very modern term that is a very vague and misunderstood concept. And so a more, refined version of understanding is actually the traditions that come from the Vedas. The Vedas are the ancient teachings that have been around for like literally the oldest text that we have on the planet. The Rig Veda is over 5,000 years old. So you have this incredibly long-standing tradition that starts with this invocation, not only honoring the fire, Agni, but honoring the waters, the sacred waters, Saraswati. In that time, she's actually more referred to as Vak. And Vak is the goddess of speech. And so Saraswati is also that. She's the goddess of speech, of sound, of vibrations, of infinite creativity in all its forms. And so, of course, here we are as humans, and we are, right, emanations of the divine. We are that embodiment of the divine that are in this continual process of remembering who we are and attuning ourselves and aligning ourselves to our divine nature, right? And that in that refinement is that essence of Saraswati, because Saraswati represents the most potential mundane, basic creativity to its ultra refined or ongoing refinement of ultimately a sacred offering, right? So if you think about our creative expression, we learn things, we either come with it, right? We already come with a lot of creativity that we can just express. And then there's some creativity that we refine. How many of you learned an instrument in your life, right? How many of you learned to dance in your life? How many of you learned how to write in your life? How many of you learned how to speak in your life? How many of you learned how to sing in your life? How many of you learned how to create a garden in your life? How many of you, and on, how many of you had children? Okay, there's a little act of creativity. So creativity is happening all the time. Consciousness is infinitely creative, happening all the time. And from the Vedic perspective, they just give it this beautiful form of Saraswati. And of course, they give her the lute, the instrument. Here we have behind us too, the instrument representing like the creativity of musicality, the vibrations, but it represents all the different creativity that happens in our lives. And that there is the most basic and kind of just unconscious, we're just creating, to the most unbelievably refined versions of creativity. And that whole process is Saraswati. From the basics, from the just simplest form of just mutating amoebas and bacterias and viruses and all the, tiniest of things, atoms and on, to the most complex of creative endeavors. And so humans have an incredible responsibility because we have been given all this intellect, right? We've given the buddhi, they call it buddhi, and this incredible intellect. So we have this incredible capacity to think and to be creative, use the creativity. Now this same intellect can send us into the pits of conscious work later on. Or it can create beautiful sanctuaries like the unity of Central Oregon here, right? So someone had a lot of creativity here. So there's a lot of humans that came together to create this incredible sanctuary. This is an embodiment of Saraswati, right? Architecture is an embodiment of Saraswati. So there was a collection of minds, of skills that were developed to create a sanctuary like this so that we could come together, we could pray, we could meditate, we could sing, we could learn. All of this is Saraswati. This is the ongoing refinement. Now, we could also be in a little hut somewhere, or we could be in a bar downtown, or we could be doing whatever it may be, all still acts of creativity, but different vibrational consciousness. Nothing's right or wrong about it. That's not what Saraswati's embodying. It's not like, oh, this is right, this is wrong, this is low vibe, this is high vibe. It's not so much like that. It's just seeing how the expression of creativity refines. And Saraswati represents that. It's not only the refinement of creativity, but it's the refinement of the wisdom that we gain from that experience, right? So as we live our lives, as we're creative, as we're doing our things, we learn things, right? So when you first started maybe doing a dance or playing an instrument or whatever, you were at a very basic level. And then as you learn more, you became more and more refined, you gain more and more wisdom. And so Saraswati says that the teachings of Saraswati is that creativity and wisdom go hand in hand together. So the more creative we are, and the more that we've explored our creativity, also that wisdom comes with it. And the same thing, as we become wiser and wiser, we also return to a certain aspects of our innocence, right? And in our innocence, there's creativity. There's just infinite creativity. And this infinite creativity is referred to from the yoga tradition as the Kundalini, right? So this serpent of energy, of consciousness that's, said to be kind of dormant at the base of the spine. But as we're awakening, this serpent rises up through our chakras and through our creative expressions, and it can express through all the different chakras. And that creativity is just constantly happening. We are always creative, right? Dave just sits down on the piano and he's just all over the place. But that represents an incredible refinement of his ability to just move his fingers, let alone to then understand piano, to understand scales, to understand music theory, right? There's a lot that went into all that so that he could just go like this, like it's nothing. He could just be like, doing whatever he can do, and he's just playing, right? There's an incredible refinement there, right? And if we just leave it at that, there's kind of a mundaneness about our consciousness around that. But if we take our awareness to another level, which is what Saraswati and the teachings of Saraswati is representing, it's like to take and realize what a gift, what a blessing that we've been given the space, the time, the intellect, the abilities to be that level of creativity, to have that level of creativity, to have that level of refinement, right? Because you need all those things. And then if you keep refining it, then all of a sudden the expression turns into, what is it? Flow. So what does Saraswati represent? She comes back to the river, and the river of creativity is just flowing. So the river is flowing and flowing and flowing, and there's always creativity. You will always see something new when you look into a river. It's always new, no matter what. I mean, the water just keeps flowing, but it does something a little different every second that you watch it. That's why we can get mesmerized, right, by it. We just sit there, wow, just the water, the flow of water. And so when we enter into such refinement of wisdom and artistic expression, then we get into flow state. And once we get into flow state, there's just an ease. There's just an ease and grace to our human experience, right? So you don't see Dave on the piano going, trying to figuring out. I'm saying this because I didn't even practice with him. He's just, and for him, probably, it's just 2 chords. That's simple, But if I put you guys up here on the piano, how would you do? So that represents it's a refinement. And then I'm asking not only just play piano, but I'm like, hey, listen and feel what I'm doing. Feel where I'm coming from. And feel the space that I'm creating, because I want you to experience what, for me, my experience of what Saraswati represents. And this is a really crucial piece, because ultimately we are all individually having our own human experience. And in that human experience is the full plethora, as we know. And so Saraswati is this really celestial experience of the divine. I mean, I feel like if we really get into the consciousness of her, you're in a really sublime celestial experience, because she's like, you represents the refinement of artistic talent, the refinement of wisdom, the flow state, the supreme grace. So you're just like, whew, you're just in a really sublime place. And that's why she said to ride the swan. So she's depicted, all the deities, they have their animals that they are aligned with, that support them, that are iconic for them. And so Saraswati is her vehicle. They call it the vehicle, the yana, is the swan. So she rides upon a celestial swan. And of course the swans, you never see a stressed out swan. All right, that's a pretty rare thing. The stressed out swan, that's not what you think about. We were just hiking up by Green Lakes, and we were walking, and all of a sudden there was a crane that came out of the forest. And we're like, whoa, crane has a pretty similar energy. It's just like, has that. And then it saw us, and it's like, and then it need to go across this little creek, and it just goes like, whew, whew, whew. It's like time slowed down, and we're like, what the? Whew. And then it lands and it just keeps going. You're just like, wow, Talk about an embodiment of grace, of flow, of creativity, of just flow state, grace. And so, how many of you have been in a flow, graceful state in your life? Do you know what that feels like? That's nice, isn't it? That's a good feeling. You're just like, wow, I'm in the flow. I'm in my grace. I'm in the experience of grace. And it is nice. And then you get knocked off, and then it's a different deity, right? But for now, we're talking about Saraswati. It's the full spectrum human experience. But it's important to honor this experience. Because the more we attune to that, the more we desire that, the more we dedicate ourselves to that, then that becomes our experience. So because Dave, for example, has dedicated himself to playing a lot of piano and refining his piano experience, then he gets to be in that place a lot. Like he just hops on the piano and that's where he's at. That's his default, right? And you all have that. There's some things or many things that you do that you're just like, I'm going to just do it and I'm in my default. I just know how to do this. I can get into a really graceful flow about it and I don't have to think about it anymore. I just get to just be in it. And now that gets to be in a really sublime place, because if you are doing that experience, but you are also with the intention of doing it in a prayerful way, in a divine meditative way, bringing in divine consciousness, then we're in a whole, that's when we really start going into the celestial realms of Saraswati, right? And that's why I said, wow, if you tune to Saraswati, you're in a very sublime place. And I feel like it's such a beautiful teaching that comes out of the yoga tradition because they honor that. Like that is such an integral piece of the teachings. When it comes to the ever refinement of study, of university study, of architectural study, and all of it, arts, it's like you'll see all the, like in India, everyone will have their Saraswati, they'll have a little Saraswati altar, whatever, because it represents like, hey, we're honoring this aspect of consciousness. We're honoring this aspect of life, right? Not just as some like kind of a mundane thing. Yep, I graduated high school and I graduated college and great, I'm off to do my thing. And, it's like, wow, I've been given this divine time and space and grace and, abundance to learn, to refine, and to awaken. Because in so many senses, when knowledge is applied in the correct way, it's liberating. But when knowledge is applied in an incorrect, from ignorance, it's binding. Right? So Saraswati represents that pursuit of wisdom and of knowledge that is liberating. That liberates you from the cycles of karma, that liberates you from self-induced suffering. And that is your own journey. That's where we pray for or invoke grace through mantra practice or through prayer. Because, as we all know, that's tricky. Like, how can you really ask yourself, well, how much have I learned that is binding versus how much have I learned that is liberating? And that's a deep inquiry. That's a truly deep inquiry, because we spend a lot of time learning. We learn a lot through this life. And then the question is, how much of that is actually serving towards your freedom? How much of that is serving towards your awakening, towards being in a place of more loving compassion, of being of service, of being in joy, versus I learned a lot and it's keeping me in a cycle of misery, of suffering. Today on the news, let's learn about what's happening in the world today. Mostly just negative things, right? So we have to refine what we are taking in, and then how we then also express ourselves, right? And that is all Saraswati. All that ever refinement of the goddess. And she resides where? Here, at the 5th chakra, at the throat. The expression of creativity. And moving into space, the sound current. So this is associated with the element of space, right? So sound and speech has to have space. Vibrations have to have space to travel into. And so the goddess resides here, Saraswati. Now, here's something to think about. How many of you love your voices? How many of you struggle with judging, critiquing your voices? Yeah? Okay. So, if the goddess resides right here, and she is the goddess of speech, the goddess of sound, who are you critiquing? Right? So you have a temple at your 5th chakra. You have a temple at your throat. And you can either be catering to the temple of your throat, temple of the sound current, of your speech. Or you can keep throwing up crap into it. I don't really sound that good. I'm not really that talented. I don't have a good voice. And those are not your thoughts, by the way. You took them on. But that's not how you came into this world. Right? We didn't come into thinking, man, I have a terrible voice. Mom, guess what? I have a terrible voice. That's not how it started. It started with you going, oh, you were exploring your voice. You were exploring your creativity. And then at some point or another, it starts getting, squashed, refined. No, you can only do this there. You can only do it this way. You can only da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? All the program, all the boxes to fit into a society and a culture, da-da-da-da. That's all conditioning. And that conditioning to a certain degree is refinement, and there's another certain degree that's trauma, and that's controlling the creativity. And when you try to control creativity, what happens when you try to control a river? It's the same thing with creativity. You either stunt the creativity, or it bursts out and it's going to flood and comes out in all different directions, and right? So we are all in that process of learning how to come back to honoring the sacredness of our goddess at the throat. I mean, Saraswati's not going anywhere. She's here. She's here for good. She's the goddess of creativity. She's the goddess of sound. So the more that we can get to that place where we're honoring our voices, we're honoring our capacity to be creative in this ever-refined way, in more and more devotion, then we're like, wow, how precious, how sacred it is. So that's the journey. We're all on it. Every single one of us are on it. And I want you to repeat after me. I love my voice. I'm grateful for my voice. I love all the creativity that flows through me. I'm so grateful for the creativity that flows through me. Beautiful. So then when we sing to Saraswati, that's all that really is embodied in that. That's all that's embodied. So let's sing again. Let's try it again. And this time I'm going to have Reggie lead a song. And there's a beautiful invocation and prayer, and then we'll get to a chant part where we can chant along. It's really simple. So that'll be the next slide, guys. Om Saraswati Namaha. So here's another embodiment of Saraswati, just infinite creativity coming through her, in her arts and her expression, her apparel, just the way she dresses, Saraswati.
next part we can all chant together. Om Saraswati Namah. Saraswati Namah. Saraswati Namah. Saraswati Namah. Saraswati Let's sing together one more time. Om Saraswati Namah. Om Saraswati Namah. Saraswati Namah. Saraswati
How many of you have said, I'm not creative? Recently did a spirit group on the Artist's Way, you know, that very famous book that's been around for a long time. And we started, and it's like, you know, you say, well, I'm not creative because I'm not producing art, or I'm not writing music, or, you know, writing poetry. But there are so many ways to be creative. Don't limit yourself. Those things are beautiful and wonderful, and Saraswati would be so happy if you did those. And we all have the capability to do those, but it's just we lack the confidence, and we have that negative talk that tells us we can't do that. So, but there are creativity in cooking. When you go grocery shopping, what you choose to pick out and how you mix the ingredients. And Anita, you're always posting the beautiful things that you're making, and Jose too over there. So don't limit yourself. Don't think that you don't. I learned from that spirit group not to label myself as not creative. We are all creative, and we are all beautiful. Saraswati says so, right? So, I would like to welcome, is there anyone, we always welcome new visitors and give you the opportunity if you would like to share what brought you here, or if it's your first time. And also in the seat pocket there is a blue card, and if you choose to, you can put your email on there, and we send out a weekly newsletter that says, here's who our speaker is this week, here's what we have going on, here's a class, here's musicians or concerts that we have happening, because we have a lot of really, really amazing things happening. But is there anyone new here who would like to just share and say hello? Yes, I see a brave hand going up. Now, I know not everyone likes to do the mic, but we have, since our online people, this is the only way they can hear you. And we don't want them to be left out. So you can say hello and share.
Hi, everyone. This is amazing, first time to be here. Thank you so much for the musicality and just the connection. And I was actually just doing a journey a couple weeks ago, and we moved here about 2 years ago, and we're just looking to create more community. And they said, my guide said, come to Unity. So just following through on that.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And your name is Steph?
And I'm Steph. And this is my husband, Matt, and our
Matt.
son, Kai, is with the kiddos.
Oh, neat. I have a Kai, too.
Oh,
so, yeah.
awesome.
Welcome,
you.
Steph and Matt. Yeah. So go say hello. Anyone else here for the first time who would like to share? Yes. Daniel.
Is it? Yes.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Daniel. This is Carrie. We are not new, but new-ish, and I thought I would stand up and reintroduce us.
He and his wife have been watching online and just moved here from California a couple weeks ago. So, again, welcome. Anyone else want to share? Hi. And my microphone just dropped down my pants. So, don't look. I need to do a little adjustment. Embarrassing moments at Unity. Sorry, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Ellen, and I've lived in Bend a couple years with my husband, and I'm here because my daughter Amy brought me here, and it's a lovely community. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Yeah. Good job, Amy. Good job on bringing your mama. And one back here. Hi.
Good morning, beloveds. I can't really see y'all around the corner. Hi there. My name is Reverend Audra Nicole. I'm a newly licensed minister through Centers for Spiritual Living. I have family here in Bend, and I'm in a time of transition, so I'm spending time with family, and I was like, I need to go check them out. And I will say, y'all have something phenomenal.
Yes, we do.
Going on
Yay.
here. So thank you.
Wow, welcome. Anyone, I am so excited, all these hands going. See, Ananda, you just brought some beautiful energy in here today.
Good morning. Hello, Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Maria, practitioner from the Center for Spiritual Living. Living in Sisters, we've lived here for 2 years, my husband Cliff and I, no idea you were here. Mm-hmm. I found you on Meetup.
We are the best kept secret.
Well,
Yep.
I was looking for CSLs, and I'm so beyond delighted to be here today because I've been missing that family.
Mm-hmm.
I was Ventura Center for Spiritual Living, which was phenomenal, and I have to say I feel a little bit of home coming here, and I'm sure that it will create more of that feeling as I get to know everyone that's here. So one of the things that we've always said is take a class and you'll get to know everyone. So I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, wonderful. And what was your name?
Maria.
Maria.
And Cliff.
Maria and Cliff. Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valdeo, and I've been living in the area for about 7 years, and I was living in Sisters for a number of years, and I've driven past here, 1,400 times, and always go, oh, that's an interesting building.
What is that place?
Well, now you got the traffic circle, things will start happening.
It's easier to stop. Yeah, it's not this crazy, dangerous intersection out there now.
I just want to say I really enjoyed the service. This is my first time here that I've come, and I was invited by my dear friend who's been here before, and she was kind of a fan of Ananda and wanted to share this experience with me. And the only thing I would say about swans, for example, is that they are very calm unless they're mating. And
no one's calm when they're mating.
But anyway, I'm glad there's a community here, and it's nice to be hearing a harmonium again.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me also, harmoniums always remind me of the book by Kurt Vonnegut, Sirens of Titan, where they had the harmoniums on the walls, and that you would hold them to feel the vibrations from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Wow. Anyone else? All right. I know the other thing I wanted to add, because, being a kirtan singer, you're singing in Sanskrit, right? And because I've never considered myself a singer, I always thought I had a terrible voice, and I think I've shared this story before, but my son Kai, I was holding him at like 3 years old, and I started singing him, and he puts his hand on my mouth and says, "Mommy, no singing. No singing." So I've had a voice complex ever since, no. But anyway, kind of when you don't understand the words, that's not what it's about. But I love that you explained that, because our brain wants to analyze everything, and now what do these words mean, and what should I be feeling, and how should I sing this? And it's like, I just get kirtan. That's why I love kirtan so much, because you just get to be free, because I don't know what every word means. I'm just singing, and that vibration, and it is so rich and deep. So, and if you liked Ananda, again, in 2 weeks we have Rafe, who's very similar and does a lot of incredible voice things. And I just want to give a little plug for Ananda. He has an email list. If you are not on it, I highly suggest getting it. He does amazing online workshops and concerts. He does a lot of voice training and does workshops in Sedona and Hawaii and different areas. He also is doing a fundraiser for right now, because he's getting ready to launch a couple albums and would like a little financial support in being able to do that and release more of his beautiful voice and gifts and song into this world. So, and he's got some products out there, so be sure to say hi, and thank you, Reggie, for sharing your beautiful voice with us too. So, yay. I'll get around. Lots of ways to support. So talking about offerings, and then here are ways, now is your opportunity to support this beautiful community so we can continue to thrive and have amazing speakers and musicians like Ananda arrive. He is very, very reasonable. We are so blessed. But it does cost funding to bring people like him here and to keep this beautiful building alive. And I often when I'm hosting, the offering is hard, because a lot of people have kind of this church thing, and it's like, oh, you're supposed to, you have to give this much to your church. And there's a lot of pressure and guilt and just yuckiness around that. But we want this to be an inspiring place. Talk about flow, currency, just the name currency. It is about flowing. And this is how we create our flow. And one of my mentors is Lynn Twist, and she had something that I wanted to share this morning. Abundance is a way of being. It is not a thing, it is a way of being. And so I would all like you to repeat after me. I am enough. I'm enough. This day is enough. My face and body are enough. My pace is enough. I am enough. Because what we teach here at Unity is that what you say to yourself matters. Your voice to yourself is the most important voice. So say those, remember those words, whatever, create your own mantra to remind yourself of who you are and all of your abundance. So, greeters, if you want to pass the baskets around. This is our gratitude song. You are all welcome to sing along because we are so much to be grateful for.
I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Muchas gracias. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all. I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
I'm showing off my beautiful new shaker. I got this in Peru, and I was so excited. I forgot it at Kirtan the other night at your concert, and so I was like, I have to bring this today. So, all right, we are now going to bless these offerings, affirming that they are going to beautiful and wonderful things. So say with me, from the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Okay. And before we take off, I would like, we talked a lot about prayer and how it's an affirmation. There is certainly power and beautiful energy that happens when we come together. Marie, you were talking about, having a spiritual practice, but when you're doing it by yourself, it's beautiful and it's wonderful. But to be in a room filled with that energy multiplied, every single one of these people in here singing together and listening to the voices together and sharing and bringing beautiful energy and wisdom into this world. That's what this place is about. So prayer can help you do that. If you want someone to help you bring your energy up, a lot of times when we're struggling, we forget that there is good in the world, that it will be okay. So we have prayer chaplains who are up here after service who will pray with you and just to help you reaffirm that and help you get recentered and grounded. So Donna is one of them. Dave is one of them. Who else? Do we have any other prayer? Rachel and Kevin and Kalinda. So they will be up here. So grab them if you need a prayer. They are so happy to pray for you. So, and we are going to read one more thing to read. Yes, we do a lot of reading here. But this is our prayer of intention. This is how, now that we are done, we go forth and support you through the rest of the week. And then we hope to see you again here next Sunday. So read this together. Holy light shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. Go bless the world with your loving light. Thank you for coming.
I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you.
Have a great week.
I just want to say thank you.
Gracias.
I just want to say thank you for it all.
Last time.
Thank you for it all.
That's a new word. that part, yeah. I got here and this was jammed. It was